Greetings everybody, it is I am the one and only Mario here, and I am from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Yahoo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games, aka WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania in Europe, and in Japan, made in Wario for the Game Boy Advance. So, last time we basically managed to accomplish the whole entire run-through of the entire story mode, ranging by the forms of, Cat and Mouse stage, and also we did manage to complete Jimmy T for the third time, but with the forms of remix number 2 genre, and of course we managed to beat the final stage, which is Wario, for the likes of Everything Goes, so, or Anything Goes as far as I like to pronounce that correctly. So either way though, and also in addition to that, we also managed to able to unlock the special game called Pyro, and that's what it appears to be. You have to unlock that by able to unlock every single micro game throughout the entire game. Although Jimmy T stage 2 and 3 doesn't count because it's more accurately like a compilation. So yeah, today for this episode is the fact that we're about to get things started with the forms of the, let's just say, remix towers. So to begin with, let's start with easy, so the genre is easy, so, things are slower in these games, okay, so you can relax a bit. This mix is for light-hearted play, but you can't earn any 1-ups. Get over 15 and get something good. So yeah, I believe with this particular tower, which is the easy tower, along with the next tower we're going to be unlocking sooner or later. So in this case though, this takes place in Variety Tower. So, and I think if you remember correctly, it's the fact that for that particular elevator scene from the likes of that particular pig, specifically the blue pig most likely, that's actually a reference to something related to Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and as well as Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS, and especially noticeable for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, for the sake of the forms of the WarioWare Inc. stage. So, I had a lot of fun with that particular stage back then, especially noticeable on Ultimate's case, because you can now finally able to play, you know, 8-player match on that particular stage itself, which is awesome. So speaking of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate though, actually, is the fact that until specifically, I would classify for saying until about 6 days left now, until that game will become 3 years old. I mean, jeez Louise, 3 years old when that game did manage to came out for the Nintendo Switch, and jeez, I can't even believe time itself just went flying by. Well, usually relatively speaking, because I had a lot of fun playing that game back in the day. Despite the fact that we did have to wait for quite a few days or months or a few years, to be more specifically, for the sake of likely having, you know, new content and everything else to be more specifically for DLC, as well as new stages alike, and especially noticeable with the actual presentations alike. So, specifically with the actual Nintendo Directs in mind. So, anyway, for those particular remix towers, you're essentially gonna go for the actual goblet of those specific micro games. However, you don't need to necessarily try to able to go through, like, the highest amount of points you can get up to. Like, I think you can able to get up to, like, well, 1,000 points or something like that, even though it has been quite a few days since I actually did manage to the last time I played this game, because obviously that the last time I played this game was actually by the forms of been, 2 days ago. So because of that though, because yeah, today's day is of course the 1st of December today, in this case in 2021 today. So we're naturally on to the final month of 2021. For the sake of the forms of the months department, I won't gonna miss the forms of 2021 on some aspects, even though, mind you, I still find the actual year itself okay. But not the best, but it's okay enough for me. Certainly a lot better than last year was to me though, which is still consistency when it comes to likely trying to able to mentioning specifically like this, especially how, You guys should probably already know what I mean. So, yeah, with those remakes towers that, well, specifically two of those remakes towers that, basically we do need for points progressioning, whilst the other two doesn't. So because of that, though, one of the towers, as you can tell, that we still on the easy tower, so this means that we must able to aim for about 15 points in order able to progress. And then if you do that, chances are you would able to unlock something. So because of that though, and as soon as we move on to... oh goodness gracious. Oh phew. That was a close one because I was gonna get myself screwed over if I somehow get this wrong. But regardless of anything else though, I've somehow managed to get it by lucky, so... even though despite the fact that this is still on the emulator, so this means that the flickeriness doesn't seem to able to become present here, so yeah, thankfully at least I got that by very lucky right there, so... So, not much else to say, apart from the fact that I've already mentioned about this before, that, in addition to about the fact that until 6 days' time, that, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to be becoming 3 years old, specifically on 6 days' time, on the 7th of December, but also get this, is the fact that also in addition to that, well, there is that one particular game I wasn't really a fan of, but that's what appears to be by the forms of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, for the Nintendo Switch, recently today actually, that game is now 4 years old as well. So because of that, despite I'm not exactly a big Xenoblade Chronicles fan, I might say, mainly because, well, I have tried the 3DS version of the original game along with the Switch remaster, and I essentially just barely give up on it, especially noticeable how in fact it's too much for my taste. So that's mainly because I'm usually going to be focusing on, you know, more purchasable titles in the future. So because of that though, yeah, I might be biased when it comes to likely certain things. I know it's entirely in my opinion, but sure enough though, everyone else has a different amount of opinions as well, which is very understandable, especially noticeable that, well, it's kind of like the forms of back in 1998, where, you know, everyone else seems to love A Bug's Life, and some people love Ants, but for me, I still prefer Ants a little bit more to me, mainly because of my nostalgia memory. Well, usually I don't find the other film to be wasn't all that great, in my opinion, but that's just me. But anyways, let's just go ahead and focusing on this for a while, so, yeah, as you can tell, that obviously the more you've progressed for certain micro games, that you know you can't earn any 1-ups at this rate, because obviously it's almost like an endurance run. So because of that, so yeah, I think you start things up with like 4 units of lives to start with, but then eventually if you mess up on quite a few micro games there, then obviously that you would be able to be out of the actual the tower itself. So because of that though. Oh, let's see here. Oh, this is easy. Haha, nice. Especially, I just have ourselves a good eye coordination, so nicely done. I can't tell which one's which. Ah, I somehow messed this up. But oh well. At least luckily we on to, well, we actually went over like 15 points, so this means we're able to actually unlock something, so... in this case, we got 48 points so far for the easy tower, and we able to unlock the next tower, which is also requires points by able to get the next unlockable. So the genre is, this time, is thrilling. So this challenge gets going immediately, and you can't earn any 1-ups. So this one will add some spice to your life, and you have to once again get over about 15 points in order to get something good. So because of that though, similar to the easy tower, but now it's gonna get a little bit more difficult. So, and this takes place in One Chance Mansion. Okay. Which, yes, as far as you probably already noticed, is the fact that we start this thing off within just 1 unit of health left. So because of that though, it just makes things a bit impossible for you. And especially noticeable, I'm pretty sure that most of those micro games are in level 3 variations. So because of that though, some things might actually get a little bit difficult for you if you're not paying attention to the forms of some micro games itself. So because of that though, I will try my best if I was gonna able to do it on the first attempt, but if not, then we'll try to do the forms of likely next few attempts later. So because of that though... Ah, shoot! I first thought it was a plane, but apparently the snake does not have a tail. Okay, I get the idea. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to that, but hopefully we'll try this again, so... Alright, this one's pretty simple and easy for that particular catching the apple micro game there. And that should probably does it from there. So, yeah, because of that though, in addition to able to actually just do, like, I've already mentioned about the forms of those two specific games getting its anniversary, celebrations throughout this entire month, that, in addition to that, we naturally only got about, 24 days to go until Christmas Day. So because of that though, let me know in the comments below for the question of the day. Are you guys really looking forward to the Christmas until 24 days time? Because surely I am. Especially noticeable because, well, it's gonna be thrilling and excitement at the same time. So because of that though, yeah, let's just go ahead and do this stage for the third time. So hopefully, third time's the charm, basically. So because of that, though, we're able to expect this. So, okay, nicely done there. So, yeah, there's not much else to discuss upon. So because of that, though, I can't even believe that we've almost nearly at the end of 2021 already. Especially noticeable that, despite that, well, obviously I still need able to try to finish this game up before we move on to the next entry of the WarioWare game, and possibly until next year and stuff like that. But also about the fact that, well, obviously that Maxi needs to not only finishing up with Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but also he'll definitely need to finish up with Mario Kart Arcade GP2 eventually for later weekends, because as far as I'm aware, and eventually we might as well able to do I want to say 2 more Let's Plays in 2021, if it's roughly possible, because obviously that's, well, one of them has to be likely a redo Let's Play, and another one which we're not going to mention more about it, because obviously that'll be a super top secret, I'm telling you, so... Alright, nicely done there. I'm almost going to get myself screwed over beyond belief, but, oh, that was really, really close. Especially noticeable. I've almost going to get myself in a bit of a confusion there, but luckily I managed able to know what's usually happening, so... Oh, okay. I think I should be safe from there, so nicely done. Thankfully though, we've managed to make it to about 15 points, or over 15 points actually, so yeah, I'll let myself grab the power-up, so whatever. I can't believe myself actually beats me. But no matter, but at least we can able to actually unlock the next tower, which appears to be, I will say this is actually one of the hardest ones to able to go through. But luckily though, it does not require points requirements, so, and its genre was hard, so this is crazy. These games are incredibly fast. Oh, that sounds suspicious. If you want to drive yourself crazy, you're home. But I know you, Mario. You shouldn't have any problems. Well, I will try my best, but we'll just go ahead to like... Oh yeah, and by the way, the total boss also has the no points requirements even though as well. So because of that, yeah, between 2 of those towers on the left, it actually requires points requirements, and then the other 2 towers doesn't. So I just want to classify that. So, Building of Thrills. Oh goodness. We're starting immediately? Oh jeez, this is gonna get a lot more crazier than before. But hopefully I'll try my best if I was gonna able to get the good amount of score, despite the fact that my keyboard doesn't seem able to register with me all that much. But yeah, if you couldn't tell already, I'm using the actual the keyboard controls this time around as opposed to my... Oh! Whoa, that was so lucky. Especially noticeable that I almost wasn't expecting with that unpredictable movement speed and stuff like that. So yeah, it should be a close one. not doing too bad though, I'll have to say. Especially noticeable how the fact that, well, usually despite the fact that we have to retry the thrilling tower for about, well, let's just say 3 times, so that should be alright. Oh shoot, I messed this up on that particular power gauge micro game, which I wasn't paying attention about, so oh well, 14 points is okay, but I could have done a little bit better, so yeah, that's that. So now let's move on to the final tower, which appears to be by the forms that the genre suggests, Total Boss. So, it's bosses, all bosses. Take them all down. Okie dokie. So, I think that's as far as the description goes. So, and this takes place in Hotel Future. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. So basically, in this particular tower, you're able to actually just to play those boss micro games again, except now on a bit of a speed increase. So this means it'll make things a bit trickier and difficult, although in the beginning's not so bad. But until at the very end, though, it gets a bit tough, especially noticeable in well, let's just say between Dr. Krygor's boss micro game and also say applies to the final boss micro game, which is Warrior Adventure. I believe those micro games can be a bit tough with the actual speed increase. So, but I'll try my best if I was gonna able to get more points or all that stuff. But we'll see what happens there. So, but there's nothing right to home about when it comes to able to play through not only Hard Tower, but also Total Boss Tower, because I don't think there's any unlockable requirements if you do manage to able to get the ridiculous amount of higher points for high scores, and so you're able to, you know, just trying to able to just bragging rights, I suppose. So, oh, actually, I just realized we're now hitting 5 balls as opposed to 6, or 7, or even 8, as a matter of fact. Well, I might be wrong, but either way, though, I'm sort of misleading with the actual memories and stuff like that, if you couldn't tell. Although, obviously, I shouldn't have to say that, but no matter. So, I suppose another thing I should probably explain about this as well, I believe we've naturally only got about 8 more days to go until the Game Rewards is going to be hosting until specifically in 8 days time. So I'm very, very excited to see what that's going to bring us into for the actual Game Rewards is going to be about. Because I know we already know about the fact that how cool last year was, even though despite the fact that 2019 is a bit lackluster in comparison. Well, despite the fact that the only cool thing is the fact that they actually revealed Xbox Series X as a console, the next generation console. But aside from that, with all our software, as far as I'm concerned, it's a bit lackluster to me back in 2019. But at least in 2018, though, it was pretty good and solid, because obviously Joker from Persona 5 did manage to able to join in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as soonly after when Super Smash Bros. Ultimate came out in the actual public. So yeah, I wonder what we might actually get for this year, this time around though. Well, some people keep on saying about the fact that maybe we might able to have some new info on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, or something like that. Or maybe they're able to bring us something new to the table, because I know for the fact that I'm not exactly sure, although I may be wrong. But either way though, I'll point it out until whenever we get into the later videos and beyond. So, specifically in this game's case, or exponentially, if we're able to decide to do the next redo Let's Play at some point throughout this month too. So, hopefully it should be a quick one, because obviously that we've naturally only got about, I would classify for saying, 30... is it 31 days to go until 2022 actually starts? So, shoot! I did not notice those rocks moves really fast, so oh well, we'll keep trying, so yeah, this is a micro game I was talking about that I wasn't exactly great at, because most of the time it's just that, I'm pretty sure it's the fact that my keypad up and down doesn't seem to work with me half the time, so but of course you're gonna have to get a lot of precisioning, because if you don't precision yourself for the actual laser aiming, then obviously you will lose instantly. Although speaking of losing, you don't move on to the next boss micro game, because well, obviously you have to complete them in order to progress. At least I'm assuming so anyway. So because of that though, yeah, that's as far as I can usually try to say about Total Boss Tower. It's all about boss micro games, and it's just a matter of endurance test or something like that. So, okay, we're doing slightly better than the other 2 attempts though, which I have no idea. I somehow messed this up quite a few times, but although my guess is the fact that my keypad doesn't seem able to register with me most of the time, so. And hopefully this should, oh, so close to able to deal the amount of, there we go. So now we'll just basically move on to the final 2 boss micro games. One of them involves around RPG elements, and also one for action and adventure platforming-esque. So, left jab, that's obvious. Because we need to get ourselves the correct word in order to be able to make this right. And I'm pretty sure that some of these boss micro games, when you start the thing off, I think it goes in level 1, but I think eventually until later on you're able to move on to level 2, or, well, let's just say level 2 and level 3, although I may be wrong, mainly because I haven't touched upon the forms of Total Boss Tower for quite some time, mainly because about the fact that I was busy playing other WarioWare games recently, so. Alright, so here we go with Wario Adventure. So, dang it, I did a little bit too early right there, but it doesn't really matter if I manage to lose this, so I think this is easily one of the hardest boss micro games ever, just because you have to get a lot of emphasis on timing and what have you, but if you mess up once, then that's it, you're basically done. So, in which it'll continue that until during the forms of WarioWare Twisted, WarioWare Touch, WarioWare Smooth Moves, and all the other stuff, because it is to be expected, it's the finale portion, so. But there we go, that's pretty much as far as I can show you guys, the remix towers. So, yeah, there's not much right to home about, aside from the fact that, well, usually we've actually unlocked all 4 of those towers. Well, technically speaking, like the other 2 towers, but anyway, I think suffice to say, we'll pretty much get out the endings off at this point right here, so join me next time for more of Let's Play of WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games. That is the fact that we'll show off some of these versus games. So, naturally there are only 4 of them, so we'll show those off. So I'll see you guys until on Friday. Later, fellas.